Welcome to the Blackskins podcast. Today is Money Monday. And Monday is a fun day to really dive into what we think about economics. Economics, not just a thought about money, thinking about money in your account, but the actual holistic view of what you and others have to go through with and without. No doubt, if you really ever experience money problems, it's only because you've probably already been established with having money. And those who have had, when they go about not having, coming back, the comeback story. Those who had, lost, and gained again when it comes to money. I've seen that. And the path of that, what you have to go through. Everybody, what they have to go through. And because money is a spiritual thing. I know a lot of folks think to themselves, oh, money, you get a job, you work, you have money. But the Creator has to be able to ordain you to obtain or sustain the level to which you have accomplished. You don't accomplish certain levels without the Creator being involved. So to talk about money without involving the Creator is going to be something that is going to be a waster of your time. If your financial growth and your spiritual growth are not in line, then all you're going to do is create a web of deception for yourself. We must first, before receiving, before truly having the authority, and I'm going to get more into this as we talk, but what money truly is when you have it is your ability to get things done in a certain timeline. And when you're dealing with a budget, whether it's a monthly budget or a weekly budget, some people may even have a daily budget. But a budget enables you to be able to do a certain amount of tasks that you prioritize based off of your budget. So if you got a bi-weekly check, then every couple weeks you can say, all right, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get this done. And those are the only things I can do, because those are the only things that's accessible in my budget. Or you may have a weekly budget and you can say, I'm going to get this done this week, this done this week, this done this week. And I'm going to do a couple things for my business because I have an overflow. And then I'm investing that extra money in something that's going to create even more money. That is your availability. Or you might have a trap that's booming where every day you have resources coming in where you're able to stack up and you're able to rack up on more supplies and you're able to be able to advise others and not just advise them, but be able to subsidize them with revenues and your overflow of income. And then some of the things that you were trying to do get done expeditiously because you were using your resources as a tool to build up a kingdom where you have everything needed at hand and you have been of benefit to other men. So you have an army that stands beside you. And I've had it in each of those ways. And I must say that daily bread, we're talking Money Monday, I know everybody goes out and earn on the daily, but I'm talking about actually receiving transactions, deposits every day. Have a song called Everyday Payday, Checks Come Daily, Your Money Too Scary, so you don't care, man. Every day. Get money every day. I think if you truly trying to build a family, then the way the family works best. The reason why we were so blessed living a tribal life, because as a together unit, someone was winning on a daily basis. Everyone don't win at the exact same time. So that's why in your prime, you're around others in their prime. And y'all climb because everybody hit come. And if that's the way in which you're living, then you have a circle, a round table of everybody that's driven and able to bring something to the table. That is the whole point. And if we don't have things that we can bring to the table, then we're not going to enable our community. So, the comeback, those that had, then, of course, when you don't have as much as you had at one time, others view your circumstances you doing bad, not knowing that this could all be a product of the fact that you could just be sad or delayed, or you prayed for a different type of understanding, and the Creator gave it to you by taking away your resourcefulness and making you have a better understanding of those who are not as resourceful as yourself. Now, when you're not at your best self, when you're not doing what you have been capable of doing, you are going to go through mental anguish. Not the anguish that us always got you feeling like you want to jump out a window or something, but just the knowing that you are capable of more. And knowing you're capable of more is going to make you feel that you need to do your best and you're not doing your best. And having to identify with the fact that you're not doing your best makes you unhappy. And as you're unhappy, you start to get away from the high vibrations and frequencies that's necessary. Not just something you hope to have, but that's necessary for you to be spiritually inclined in mind, body, and soul to reach your goal of being whole. And being whole is what makes the harvest happen. Because for harvest to happen, you must first have the plan. You gotta have the land. You gotta have the seed. You gotta have the water. You're gonna have to have the nourishment. And knowing how to make it where your plants are protected in a way where they can grow to full bloom and then render a harvest. And then once the harvest comes, you have to have the preparation and salesmanship to take your goods and render them to the market and bring forth a profit. Once the profit comes, making sure all expenses and those who were participant in making the harvest available are satisfied with revenue. You just the controller of the revenue. You are the one that the Creator has given authority over said revenue. So now you have the ability and the responsibility to make sure that everybody involved, problems are solved and they get the payout. It ain't got to be way out from the time that it first hits your mind and the plan get enacted. But we have to be able to enact our plans so the things in our mind can manifest. A man that's blessed and on his path of getting first must recognize what is it that he wants. What is it that he desires? Why does he desire it? And then have a reasonable thought pattern of what is the outcome going to be if you have it? Is it just going to be you going to now be able to buy up a bunch of sneakers? Is that the outcome? That whatever plan you got is going to actually be? Because it's one thing to say, this is what I hope to happen. And that's your intention. But then it's also, this is what actually happened. And that's your impact. Now, some people react differently to different things. I know I've seen a lot of different tales that I could tell. But I'm trying to generalize so everybody that view it can get just a little bit wiser by analyzing their own self, by allowing your own reflections. Maybe not your own experiences. Sometimes your reflections might come through something you seen on TV. It might have been fictitious, but what it was exposed you to thought, made you start thinking critically about your own ability, your own capability, your own opportunity to apply that you've learned. And that's wisdom. So being wise on this Money Monday is what I hope happens for all, because we all have the ability to go out and get. And everybody I ever seen that was able to be more than stable, who were prosperous, who were able to be profitable and get the things that they wanted out of life, they also, based off of that same ability and ambition, sometimes that ambition and that willfulness puts them in a position where they do too much and their budget runs out. And once their budget runs out, due to the fact that they have been able to keep things intact and also deal in a greater capacity than the average, for them to get back on their feet is a new journey. Because that new journey now means that they, to some degree, have to start all the way over. And the same guy who was a king got to fall back and be a soldier. And most people who've had kingsmanship in any way forget about the fact that they got to get down for their crown just like anybody else. And getting down for your crown, what does that look like? What is it, Well, I've seen people go from making multi-million dollars a year, owning companies, to having to go to the same industry and work as a laborer. You say to yourself, how does this happen? How could it happen? Well, the thing that is true is you will have to go through ups and downs. I mean, that's just the simplest part of it all. There is no always everything good. Sometimes things will be unfastened. The things that was able to give you the greatest satisfaction and give you the opportunity to blossom and bloom will be consumed and evaporate. And you're going to have to find another way. And during that time, you have to wait. You can't just sit back and hate on others who already have their opportunity, time in mind and in action. You have to go out and get back on whatever plane that you know you are capable of being on. And sometimes, in order to get on the higher plane, you have to start with the lowest one. Because you might have a whole cargo boat of flight options. You might have like the heaviest supplies and tools and equipment that you need to use. But at this time, you ain't got the capacity to lift up no cargo plane. All you got the capacity for is to lift up a personal plane. So that means you're going to have to let go of some things. Let go of some of the things that's holding you back could be the things that you done went out and already achieved, already was able to get land, already was able to get the equipment to till the land, already was able to get the seeds to plant the harvest, fruit trees that replenish itself on a yearly basis. You already got the barrels where you can take the fruits and let them ferment and create the wine. You already got the wine bottles that you can put them in and the cork machine that take every bottle and seal it. You already have security, so you know that those who may want to could never steal it. All of these things in place. But if things get set back, can you take everything with you if you need to continue going on? Sometimes you have to be able to know what it is that you have and what it is you need to be able to liquidate so you can be able to get straight. And sometimes you can't liquidate. Sometimes you just have to leave things behind and move on and lighten your load so you can go out and get the more that you need so you can carry that heavier load with more resources. Based off of your resources, that's the plane you need to be getting in. Sometimes you might be in a personal plane. Sometimes you're going to be in a cargo plane because you got to carry everything with you to your destination. And what is everything? What is everything that you've acquired? What is everything that you've desired to actually build the empire that the Creator has given you? Now, what is true is that I firmly believe that what we need from this life is equity, not equality. Equality is basing yourself on others and thinking that you should get a percentage based off what's equal divided. Now, equity is how the Creator see the split supposed to be. Because he could say you 100% sovereign. He could say, I'm going to give you 60%, you 20%, you 10, you 5, you 2.5, you 1, you 0.5%. You know, it can be broken down. Either way, it just got to add up to 100. So if you want it, you can get it. But what is it that you get? I want equity. Equity, not just in saying, oh, I have equity. Equity in something that is profitably moving, helping society, and benefiting others. Seeing ownership, not just for myself, but being able to show the path of ownership, being able to have a business that can be a business to business service or business creating service, helping others create a business and obtain a stream of income. That's how my mind comes to conclusions. When I look at my daily life, I think about the rituals that I am creating for myself and the things that I am putting into my mental so I can have the health, and knowing that wealth, money as we say, is a spiritual journey that I'm already on the way. So if I give you my vow is right on my wall, because I'm not just saying this to y'all repeatedly. I am saying this to myself, building my inner man with the strength of knowing, and I'm growing, showing it on the daily. So I really feel that I want to help us all spiritually heal, and then the manifestation, not just of money, but money is the answer to all things. So all the different things you're trying to do in your life and trying to pursue in your life, you're going to need money to do it. So if you don't do anything else, stand on your vow. I am enlightened to launch multiple billion-dollar platforms that helps everybody do better. I will give weekly messages of healing and positive media broadcasting that promotes critical thinking through reflections, recordings, and resolutions. I ask not for divine providence or more riches, but more wisdom which to accept to use wisely the riches I received at birth in the form to control and direct my mind to whatever ends YAHReal wills. And on this Monday, if you hope to ever be a stakeholder in anything, I hope that you have a hold of the fact in your brain that we must give reverence to Yahuwah. And if we truly give reverence to Yahuwah, then we are very concerned with what Yahuwah's will is, what his will is for us, and how he wants us to be abundant, how he wants us to be our best self, because he can't utilize us when we have nothing. When we have nothing, that's when he's making you into something. That's when he's molding you. That's when he's scolding you and making sure that he gets your mind right. So when you do have the ability to do and he give you authority, that you don't take flight or take light the responsibility of being able to be a chief and be able to help your tribe. Helping. That's one of the things a lot of people forget that money is about. We got a 25% rule that I think is the only tool to be what the Creator wants you to be. And that's knowing that, yes, we all have bills we must pay. We all have things that we want to be able to enjoy. We have things in which we should invest in for the future. And we have the ability to help others. And that is the basis. That is the cross. And knowing how not to cross-contaminate your own ability by not rightfully dividing things up into that 25% where any one of those categories oversaturated have you where you're not in order, not prioritizing correctly. 25% going to just bills. Now, in most cases, they got people paying 100% of their money to bills, so they have no money to invest in anything. They have no money to be able to enjoy the opportunities and options that they could be aspiring to in life. And they definitely don't have any money to be able to help anyone having any philanthropic thoughts at all, because the only thing they can think of is what people deserve, not realizing that their resources are supposed to serve. And if your resources do serve, then you'll be able to help somebody. And if you got in your heart that you can't help nobody and you got it, and you done forgot what the Creator made you to be. If you need people to appreciate you giving, then you's a fool. Because nobody appreciates you the way that you think you should be appreciated. It's always going to be less than when you helping others. But that shouldn't be so much of your resource. That should just be part of your vow, part of your journey of learning to be a leader. That you must feed the people, and you can't feed them everything, you know. Let's go back to the 25% again. Let's keep repeating this over and over again until we win. 25% on your bills. 25% on living life and enjoying it. Be fruitful and multiply. Have some happiness that can continue going by and expressing your love. 25% on investing. Investing not just in yourself, but investing in having something. Having everything necessary stored up. So if nothing was available tomorrow, you still have because you already got. And you was not wasted your time and resources and energy hoping for things in the future or saving up for things in the future. You've stored up. You stacked up. You got enough food to eat the next 10 years. You got enough smoke to smoke the next 8 seasons. You got enough energy based off you got a solar field to be able to power yourself indefinitely. Respecting the fact that you got options, that you can be where you have all of these things because the Creator has given you abundance. And if He gives you abundance of love, like if He say He made you in His image, if you in His image, then the same way He gave you, and you got to give others. Like the same way He said, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Like you want Him to forgive you and what you owe. So others that will end up owing you, you're going to have to end up forgiving them. So the cycle becomes complete. And long as you have where you can forgive, He going to make it so you have where you can forgive. It's really that simple. But it's complex at the same time. Because too many of us want to be over-focused on the interest. And when we give credit, we don't know how to let it go. But letting go and letting Yah control it, that's the only way you're going to ever hold it. So on this Monday, I'm grateful that we can come back, even those who felt the lack. Hallelujah.